In today's episode of Value My Toy Collection, we're going to value a ton of little toys.
Hey everyone, my name's Chris. I'm a full-time beauty pageant director as my career, but in my spare time, I'm a huge toy collector. I've been collecting toys now for over 40 years. You can officially call me a toyaholic. Thanks so much for checking out my YouTube channel. My channel consists mainly of two things: beauty pageants, which I love, and toys, which I love even more. My dream in life has always been to own a toy museum, so it's finally happened. I've bought a building, and now I've got to move this massive collection and value it into the building. We're calling it the Toy Vault because it's an old bank building located in Crystal Springs, Mississippi that actually has two large vaults. So now I'm just going to make a ton of videos and value my toy collection, and then I'm going to make some where I take you shopping with me to thrift stores and flea markets and toy stores to let you see where I find all these goodies. So let's start this episode of Value My Toy Collection and value some toys.
Well, in this episode, we have so many small and little toys to go through to see what they're kind of worth. And, if we add up enough of the small ones, they might give us a big total at the end. Well, let's jump right in, and we're going to start with one of these vintage My Little Ponies. This one's actually from the 80s, but she is missing her tail, so she's only worth about $4. Then we have the large girl figure from the Emoji Movie, and she's worth about $12 loose. However, one of the new McDonald's BTS figures, he's worth about $4. And this Ryan's Eskimo figure, he's worth about $5. Got a little Cars Pez dispenser worth about $3. Got this tiny little Grinch plush, who's worth about $4. And we've got these cool Wicked sprinkles. They're cake toppers, cake decorations. I saw them at the grocery store, and they're worth about $5 each. And in the future, they might become really collectible. You never know. All right, we got this Koopa turtle from Mario. He's a little plush, worth about $10. Got this giant Crybaby doll, worth about $15. Got this really large Anna figure from Frozen. She's worth about $8. Just got these from eBay. It's a Willy Wonka plush with a tag. He's worth about $12. That's what I paid for it. And from Willy Wonka, we have the Violet plush, also worth about $12. Got this small little green Peeps plush, worth about $3. And this really hard to find Ronald McDonald shoe vase, worth at least $25. Got this plush Mel from Turning Red, worth about $13. Then we have these small little tie plush. They're kind of like Zoom Zooms, and they're worth about $3 each. And underneath them, we have a Calico Critters camper. It's worth about $20. I got this in a big bag of toys for $5, so that was a pretty good deal. And I have a lot of loose Calico Critters, so I'll put some of those in there for a little display. And I love the Price is Right game show so much. And for my birthday, I was given this life-size Plinko game. And it's so much fun, and it lights up and makes noise when your little peg goes down in the bottom, and it's probably worth about $95. All right, here we have the Michelin Man. He's a plush. I got him from my Whatnot app, and he is worth probably about $30. All right, next up we have these little Thai Beanie Babies and the little cat plush, and they're all worth about $5 each, but I bought a huge box of these on my Whatnot app. And I bought 2 boxes, actually. This box had the vintage Coca-Cola beanie plushes in there. And I have 9 of those, and those are worth about $5 each. But I probably sold about 15 of them at $5 each. So I made about $75 off of them already. So all these are basically just profit when I add them to my toy collection. But they're all different, and they're all cute. And they might be worth a little bit more than $5 each, but that's what we're going to say. And then we had a couple more here at the end. These were the cat ones that I started at the beginning with. I just wanted to show them off a little bit better because they're so cute. All right, I got this camera at a garage sale for $10. It's from the 1920s. It's really cool, and it's worth about $25 minimum. I got this standard rubber stamp holder for $6 at a garage sale. I talked them down to $6. They wanted $10, but it's worth about $20. Got this cool 2-tier little tin tray. I'll display stuff at the toy museum on, worth about $15, and this little rack's worth about $5. Got these little Coco Melon figures still in the package at Walmart on clearance. They were $2 each, and I'd say they're worth at least $6 each, so that's another $18 to add to our grand total. Got a couple Ariel dolls for 50 cents each. They're worth about $5 each. And got this cool paper mache little girl worth about $10. Picked up this little Pets Alive bird cage for $3. It's worth about $8. And got this in DC Infinity Cube worth about $6 someone gave to me. Got some Christmas decorations that are macaroons worth about $1 each, so that's $4. This pack of Barbie Little People worth about $6. And 2 loose Barbies and a Raya doll worth about $5 each. And then some Build-A-Bear shoes worth about $6. Little pink hair BFF Bright Fairy Friend doll loose worth about $5. A little Encanto game worth about $1. And a little Magic Mixies doll worth about $5. Then we've got this little Peppa Pig small house that's worth about $6. This small Minecraft lot is worth about $4. Your little Imaginext Batman car is worth about $6. And then this Minnie Mouse PVC figure is worth about $7. The vintage Pound Puppy Poodle is worth $8. And the little Smurf is worth about $3. And this little Bluey Schoolhouse is worth about $10. Got a little Mississippi Braves monkey worth about $4. And from Fantastic Four, the thing on his bike worth about $15. And a small crybaby, it's worth $3. This little McDonald toy and the lamb chops probably worth about $1 together. This little girl figure in the blue dress is worth about $2. She's kind of cute. I don't know where she's from. She just looks like a Chinese toy. These Disney dolls are worth at least $5 each loose. And then we have 2 Paw Patrol figures worth $1 each, and some more little Happy Meal toys that are probably worth about 50 cents each, we would say. Not worth a lot. The little McDonald's restaurant is worth about $5 though. Alright, then we have this Mud Island Bell. It's vintage. It's probably worth about $3. The little dinosaur on the scooter is worth $5. The little Wish keyring, he's worth about $3. And then the little Moana Subway Happy Meal toy is worth about $3. The Pac-Man plush is worth at least $5. And then the little Winnie the Pooh Pez dispenser is worth about $3. A set of 2 little Sonic figures worth about $3, and the Ryan's World Gus figure, the little green frog, he's worth about $3 as well. And then the little salamander from Frozen, Bruni's worth $2, the mermaid's worth $8, and Ariel, she's worth about $5. I have 2 of these little Disney kid figures, they're worth about $3 each. Got a couple Peppa Pigs, they're worth $2 each. Got a couple Playmobil characters, they're worth about $2 each. And then we have a couple Roblox figures. They're worth about $3 each. We've got this Tom and Jerry Kids Meal toy worth about $3. This little Shopkins Happy Places horse is worth about $6. And then the McDonald Croc shoes probably worth about $2. And then Minnie Mouse's dog, she's pretty big. She's worth $10. And these mashups of Hello Kitty and the Ninja Turtles are worth $3 each. This little Monster Incorporated figure, George Sanders, is worth about $5. The villain from the Minions is worth about $3. And Piglet in the Cart is worth about $6. Then we have these little LOL pets and doll. They're worth about $11 for the set. This small brown Peeps plush is worth about $3. And from Pokemon, this Squirtle Turtle plush is worth about $7. And then we have the special edition Raggedy Andy anniversary doll. He's worth about $12. Have an 11-inch Captain American figure worth about $10. This Royal Guard bear is worth about $8. And then from Monsters Incorporated, we have the Boo plush. She's worth about $12, dressed up as another monster. And then we have the Lucy from the Peanuts plush. She's worth about $8. We have a Genie plush from Applause with all the tags still on it, worth $10. And a Peeps Bunny plush that's a cowboy and cow print worth $5 from 1985. This Easter Die Bunny worth $10 and a PJ Masks Bank worth $10. I have this ceramic Smurfette mug I just got at Walmart for $4, worth about $15. A Santa Claus Gumby worth about $15. Then we have this Tangled DVD set worth about $5. A little solar snowman worth about $1. This Squid Game's blind box character in the box is worth about $15. And then this little My Little Pony still on the cards worth about $4. And then from 1992, we have a Cheezosaurus Rex figure, and he's worth about $8. And then from Buzz Lightyear, we have this 10 or 11-inch figure worth about $8. We have this little Sebastian plush from Little Mermaid, still with the tags. He's worth about $6. We have these little mushrooms from the Calico Critter set worth $6, and a Merida figure worth $5. This really detailed Bowser figure is worth about $12. And from the 1980s, we have the Get Along Gang Dottie Dog, worth about $10. And from the Incredibles, we have this Elastigirl figure riding her bike, worth about $5. She's pretty cool. And then we have a couple of Zoom Zooms worth about $2 each. And then we have this little Hello Kitty Hula Girl. She's worth about $8. And then we have, let's see what else. Oh, a couple Paw Patrol vehicles with the figures. And these are both worth about $10 each. And then next up, we have a LeBron James figure. We just need to give him a bath. He's worth about $4 loose. And then we have this little Peppa Pig figure. He's worth about $5. He's a little harder to find. A little Tokidoki from a Sonic Wacky Pack worth $6. 3 Playmobil characters worth $2 each. And a metal Yoshi in a blue car worth about $5. Then we have a couple Clown Around figures. These are from the 80s, and these are worth $5 each. And then we have a set of Paw Patrol house shoes for little boys. They're worth about $8 for the set. And then behind them, we have a vintage California Raisin plush. It's worth about $6. And then from Legend of Zelda, we have a Link plush, and it's worth about $18 because it still has the tag on it. Then we have another one of those little Tie Bears, worth about $5. And then we have a Puffalump from 1987, a Tiger Wild, and he's worth $25. I paid $3, and this mini's worth at least $20, but eBay says $65. I have this little Frozen figure lot worth about $5, and this little Avon vase bottle is worth about $6, and this Aladdin lamp is worth about $8. From Sesame Street, we have this Bert and Ernie on the motorcycle worth about $20. I got for $1 at a yard sale, and the salamander from Frozen is worth about $8. And then we have this big Barbie round plush. She's worth about $15. And we have a Bucky's Easter plush, but he's missing his headband, so he's only worth $10. Next up, we have this Hercules Zeus football, worth about $5. And then this cute little gnome, worth about $1. And then we have this Fortnite plush. He's worth about $5. And a little fingerling, also worth about $5. Got that at a garage sale, and they gave it to me free. All right, we got this Cyborg the Shark Blind Box figure worth $5, and a large Peppa Pig worth about $5 as well. And then we have the Sesame Street puzzle, and it is worth about $12. We got this Batgirl plush worth about $6, and from 1993, a Galoob Dr. Carbuncle from the Biker Mice from Mars worth $10. This is kind of cool. It's called a Cotton Candy Kiss little plush, and it smells like cotton candy, and it's on a little cotton candy stick worth about $5. Got this vintage Chuck E. Cheese plush, and he's worth about $25. Got a couple LOL dolls for $3 each, and the Shopkins worth $3, and this Gamora 12-inch doll's worth $12. Baby Shark is worth about $3. Those Spider-Gwen's worth $5, and the PJ Masks electronic game's worth about $12. This Barbie horse is worth about $8. The Gas Car Giraffe plush is worth about $5. And the little Scooby-Doo plush is also worth about $5. These Betty Spaghetti dolls from McDonald's are worth $8 each. And this small little Groot is worth about $3. And then we have this big Shopkins lot worth about $15 for all of it. We've got these 6 little princess dolls, and they're worth at least $3 each, so that's $18 more we can add to our total at the end of the video. And then we have 5 little Tsum Tsums or Tie Beanie Babies, and we figure all these are worth at least $3 each, so that's another $15 we can add at the end of the video. And then we have this big Paw Patrol set. It's just got a car and all kinds of little figures with it, and we figure it's worth about $10 minimum. Then we have 9 different loose Pop Funko figures. Right here we have the Harry Potter crew, and we're just going to say they're all worth about $5 each. I think a couple of these are worth more than that, but we're just going to say 5. And then these 3 are worth about $5 as well. And then we have one more Stranger Things figure right back here in the back. So it's another $45 we can add. And then we found these 2 Disney Descendant Funkos, and they're worth at least $15 each. And then we have this big purple Littlest Pet Shop figure I hadn't seen before, and it's worth about $10. We have this Simpson nesting doll set worth about $20. And we've got this little airplane Super Wings jet worth $5. And then I got all these Christmas ornaments for 50 cents each, and they're valuable. The cat's ornaments worth $25, and the Elmo ornaments worth $10. The little Donald Duck is worth $5, and the Scooby-Doo is worth about $12. And this little Hallmark Santa Claus ornament is worth about $5. This little crocheted bumblebee, he's worth about $5 as well. Little Bluey bedtime nightlight, it's worth about $8. And then this little vintage ceramic girl is worth about $5. And the two vintage beaded Christmas angels are worth $4 each. And here's what the Simpson nesting doll set looks like when you take them apart. They're so cool. I wanted one of these a long time ago, but they were too expensive, and I got that for $3. All right, I've got some posters. We've got a poster of The Help that's framed, worth about $20, and a Batman Lego movie poster that's worth about probably $15 framed. And then we've got Leap as the poster, cute movie worth about $25. And a Family Guy poster frame worth about $20. And then we have a bunch of Disney princess dresses. I just valued all of the dresses at about $10 each, except that fancy Belle dress. It was pretty expensive, but we'll just say it's worth about $20. So with the Belle dress, all these princess dresses are probably worth about $110 for our valuing. So I'm going to keep all these at the toy museum, so maybe I can get some girls to dress up as princesses sometimes, and when our visitors come in, they can be greeted by a Disney princess. Well, there are previous 480 videos of value in my toy collection. Our collection was worth $1,238,755. And with this video of all of our small toys, we can add another $1,777 to our overall grand total. So for episode 481 of Value in My Toy Collection, our new grand total is $1,240,532. I always wanted to say I had $1 million toy collection, and now I can finally say it. But I'm not really a millionaire. I've just been saving these toys all my life, going to thrift stores, garage sales, flea markets, toy stores, and looking online, and it's just accumulated to this big old total. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos as much as I am making them. I like to see what all I have and what it's actually worth. And I'm putting all the toys on our Facebook page, which is called the Toy Vault of Mississippi. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please think about doing so because it certainly helps us grow. So until our next video, we will see you then.